Hey, how can you make healthier swaps for breakfast? And in case you don't know me, my name is Jason Cheney, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So this week is all about changing what's on your plate. And so one of the easiest ways to start changing what your plate is to actually know what ingredients you can swap out for what. So I wanted to share that with you today because this was one of my biggest learning curves that I had when I first started transitioning to a plant-based diet. Most of the groups out here, most of the people who are telling you, oh, go plant-based, they usually tell you just eat fruits and vegetables. However, they're not telling you what foods you can actually swap out for, so that way it'll make an easier transition for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's just take a typical American breakfast, some oatmeal, scrambled eggs, bacon or ham, whichever you prefer, and some toast. So this is just one way to actually swap it out. So for the oatmeal is really simple. The only thing you want to do there is don't add any milk. As far as dairy milk, you can use soy milk, almond milk, rice milk, cashew milk. I think there's another one I can't remember right off the top of my head. But you can use all those type of different plant-based milks to make it a nice creamy oatmeal. And don't use any butter, but you can use vegetable margarine if you need something like that, or vegan butter. They have those available also. So the oatmeal is taken care of. And then with oatmeal, add as much fruit that you want to it. You know, however you like it. I personally prefer my oatmeal with cinnamon and like some almond slithers. So that's how I usually do it. So with the eggs, now the scrambled eggs is interesting. If you're in the United States, you have access to, it's a plant-based egg product called Just Egg, and it cooks just like regular scrambled eggs. If you're not in the United States, or if you prefer something a little bit less processed and you like to make it yourself, that's how I usually am. I prefer to usually cook most of the things myself. The way I like to make a scrambled egg replacement is using chickpea flour. So this is really interesting, and it's a really cool thing to do. All you're doing is taking like a quarter cup of chickpea flour, mix in a little bit of water, and just whisk it in. Add your ingredients, and then you're just gonna put it on a hot skillet and let it cook for about a minute. Don't take too long. Once it starts thickening up, you're just scrambling while it's going, and then just take it off the heat and let it sit there and cool. As it cools, it's gonna solidify and give you that egg-like texture. Now, if you like the egg-like flavor, you can use black salt with it. It's really interesting. As soon as you put it in there and you eat it, it's gonna taste just like you're eating an egg. So I warned you. So that's how you can do an egg replacement. Another way you can do an egg replacement is, instead of doing a scrambled egg, you can do a veggie scramble. One of the ways I like to do this is dice up some potatoes with some peppers, onions, zucchinis, and I just like to dice it up and just have like a actual potato scramble. It's a really good way to do it, and you don't have to use any oil in it also, so it's a great way to, if you want an oil-free meal for breakfast. So now let's go into the bacon or the ham. Now you have several options that you can do for a meat replacement. You can buy a processed plant-based meat replacement. They have plant-based bacon, plant-based hams, and things like that. Or if you want to make it yourself. One of my favorites is actually where I do, it's a puree of portobello mushrooms, onions, peppers, and then I throw a lot of flavoring in it. And I just, I actually pipe it out into like little sausage patties. And that's one of the things I really love to make, because it's a really good texture to it, and it holds really well. You can also do like zucchini bacon. This is where you actually cut it real thin, long ways, and then you just season it real good and let it roast real low in the oven, and it'll start getting crunchy just like bacon. If you haven't tried that, really try it out. It's a really cool one. You'll be shocked how zucchini will give you that bacon-like texture. And then if you want to just throw in some toast or bread, as long as it's just like any other regular French bread or regular bread, just buy it over the counter. Just read the ingredients and make sure they don't have eggs, milk, or butter in it. Some bread products do add those in there. So you just, once you find one that you know doesn't have those products, just stick to it, especially if you like the taste. One of the ones that I love from the US is Dave's Killer Bread. It's really good. So I really love having that for breakfast. So I hope that really helps you to see how you can change up stuff on your plate. So we went from just taking the dairy out of the oatmeal to where it has plant-based milk in it. So that way it's not leaching the calcium out of your body. So if you saw the videos from last week, when we're doing dairy, it started leaching a lot of the calcium out of our bodies. It's not giving us, as they like to tell us in the dairy industry. Also with the eggs, because it's a high protein animal, it's a high animal protein, you know, it's not as good for our body. It creates the oxidative stress, heme iron, all of these things that that causes inflammation in our body. So we're switching that out for a plant-based, whether you're using chickpea eggs or you're using the Just Egg product. All those are just healthier alternatives. And from the meat, we're going from class 1 carcinogens, this is according to the World Health Organization, which bacon, processed hams, and all those are, and we're switching those into an actual plant-based, healthier version with more nutrients. So I hope you see, like, it's really simple to have the same meals that you want, that you used to having as you're doing a plant-based eating. And all I do is just take a little bit, just swapping things out that you're normally used to eating for a more healthier and nutritious version without sacrificing the flavor for it. So I hope that really helped you. And if you like this type of information, remember I have a free Facebook group for you. And this is all about this just to help you on your journey so you don't feel like you're alone. And so this can be the last year of struggling with weight loss, having a New Year's resolution of wanting to lose weight again. And also the 7-day jumpstart will be starting back on Monday. So if you haven't got in yet, just make sure you click the link up above. You can get right into the group. And it's going to be really fun. I'm going to put out some new information this time around. If you was in it last time, just go ahead and get in it again. And I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.